After an 18-year wait, on November 19th, fans will finally get their hands on Shenmue 3. It seems hard to believe, but one of the most awaited video games of all time is almost here. Shenmue 3 appears to be on course to satisfy longtime fans, and it seems to offer plenty for newcomers to the series too. Here are 10 reasons why any gamer should be excited for Ryo Hazuki's epic, almost 2 decades in the making. A story that leaves the audience in suspense for what might come next is known as a cliffhanger, but since Shenmue 2 ended its story inside a cave way back in 2001, we're calling it a cave hanger. Near the end of Shenmue 2, protagonist Ryo Hazuki finally encounters the series heroine Shenhua. But shortly after the meaning of the title Shenmue is finally revealed, the game ends with more mysteries than answers. Will Ryo finally stand face to face with Lan Di, the Chinese martial artist who killed his father Iwao? Will we learn the meaning behind the 2 stone mirrors Iwao took back to Japan from China? For fans who have been waiting for these answers for nearly 2 decades, a continuation of the story alone is a dream come true. But for newcomers, a cliffhanger can be more daunting than exciting. Can Shenmue 3 appeal to those who didn't play the originals? While playing the remasters released in 2018 is obviously the best way to get back into the series, Suzuki claims that Shenmue 3 can be enjoyed without prior knowledge of the story. Shenmue 3 not only contains a digest movie that explains previous events, but the main game appears to have plenty of scenes and flashbacks that allow newcomers to learn as they play. Shenmue is a series known for its astonishing volume of fully voiced dialogue, and according to Suzuki, there's even more of it this time. While the English voice acting appears to be, well, just as cheesy as before, I look forward to talking to a wide array of charming NPCs, but more than anyone else, I want to continue my conversation with Shenhua. In Shenmue 3, players will be able to engage in long talks with Shenhua at her home in Bailu Village or at the hotel in Niaowu, where you will stay for the second half of the game. Multiple choice options appear for the player to direct Ryo's side of the conversation, and your relationship with Shenhua changes accordingly in Mass Effect fashion. What makes these conversations so deep and interesting is the fact that Ryo and Shenhua have drastically different backgrounds. Ryo is a Japanese city boy from Yokosuka who wears leather jackets, while Shenhua was raised deep in the mountains of Guilin, China, and this leads to interesting wrinkles in their conversation. A game that tackles cultural differences is something you rarely see. Shenmue is often considered a key early title in the evolution of open-world games, but Shenmue's world building is much more focused on density than scale, which sets it apart from its modern counterparts. Shenmue 3 has you explore 2 Chinese towns crafted with an impressive level of detail. The first area players will explore is Bailu, a small village tucked away in Guilin's mountains with a history of martial arts. While enjoying slow life with the villagers, Ryo will train his kung fu at the local dojo with Guilin's picturesque scenery as the backdrop. The second town Ryo visits is Niaowu, a vibrant harbour city also located in Guilin, along the famous Lijiang River. Niaowu counts over 140 explorable shops, of which over 70 allow you to actually buy items, and over 400 unique NPC characters. Prepare to lose yourself browsing store shelves and talking to the locals to glean valuable tips, or just a friendly salutation. Revenge can wait. When I said Shenmue was all about density of content, I wasn't kidding. Not only the towns themselves, but also the houses and shops you enter are crafted with care and detail rarely seen in open-world environments. As with previous entries, Shenmue 3 allows the player to open drawers and cupboards, and Ryo can investigate objects ranging from books to framed pictures that lend believable depth to the world. According to Suzuki, the amount of explorable objects has been greatly increased, and Ryo now more often has something to say about the object he has in his hands. It will be interesting to see what kind of stories Suzuki has hidden in his cupboards this time. Ryo may be a fighter, but he's not your ordinary untouchable hero. The story of Shenmue is all about depicting Ryo's growth as a character and martial artist, and a new training system is implemented to link that story more directly to the gameplay. In Shenmue 3, Ryo can enter dojos where he must practice his horse stance and strengthen his fists by hitting wooden dummies used in kung fu training. He can also engage in sparring sessions with other martial artists to practice individual moves, and winning at matches held at the dojo will allow Ryo to reach higher ranks. As an old kung fu master would say, it's all about overcoming yourself rather than the opponent. Shenmue 3's battle system itself is completely new. While it is a bummer that Ryo's iconic throw moves did not make it in, over 60 move scrolls to obtain and master should allow for a lot of experimentation. Part-time jobs such as wood chopping, fishing and forklift truck driving whack-a-mole punch machines at the arcades, gambling options that range from the iconic Lucky Hit to the new quirky turtle races, herbs to collect from the fields, and a mascot character of the city hidden in over 140 stores. Naming only a few of the activities in Shenmue 3 shows that this is by no means a small game. Most of these activities are simpler and more arcade-like than you would see in other open-world games. Ryo Hazuki is a legendary arcade game developer after all, and it really shows. Shenmue 3 is dotted with small bites of nostalgic entertainment that makes you want to throw in just one more coin, and they perfectly match the game's 1980s setting. But Shenmue 3's activities are not only numerous, what is more important is that they are all interconnected. For example, if you go to the arcade, you will see that there are a few cabinets that say, "Coming soon," which you can't play yet. Sometimes there might be an arcade cabinet on the cargo ship, and if Ryo carries that to the warehouse, you will be able to find a new game installed at the arcade on the following day. This interconnection gives the activities real meaning, and by engaging in them, it feels like you are actively changing Shenmue 3's world. Among all of Shenmue's side activities, the one I'm most excited for is finding Chobu-chan. The Niaowu Tourist Association has created a new mascot character for the city, Chobu-chan. Chobu-chan's favourite way to pass time appears to be hide and seek, since the character is hiding at every single shop in Niaowu. That means you have over 140 Chobu-chans to find, and the colour, shape and size of each one is tweaked to match the shop's interior. Find Chobu-chan and you will get a shop card, which can be exchanged for new move scrolls at pawn shops. Yes, even finding Chobu-chan is interconnected. As the story follows Ryo's pursuit of Lan Di, the man who killed his father, most of the characters Ryo left behind in Yokosuka and Hong Kong won't be making a comeback. That being said, you can always call them and say hi. To make a call, Ryo first needs to obtain an international telephone card, a realistic detail that is completely unnecessary, yet somehow utterly charming. There's a wide array of different telephone cards to collect, the three beauties of Niaowu being a series of cards Suzuki mentions whenever he gets the chance. Telephone conversations also offer multiple choice selections, which result in different conversations. These phone calls are great fan service, but at the same time have the potential to function as a fun way for newcomers to learn more about Shenmue's past. Ryo's leather jacket is iconic, but in Shenmue 3 you might not be wearing it all the time. Being able to obtain new costumes is a pretty standard feature for a modern video game, but it will allow players to roleplay as Ryo more than ever before. Small touches like changing into martial arts wear at the dojo or taking off Ryo's jacket on a sunny day add to the immersion. Players can freely change Ryo's jacket, t-shirt, jeans and sneakers, which can be bought at stores, obtained through gambling, won at fishing tournaments, and so on. An epic story, a deep conversation system, detailed environments, a training system that depicts the growth of the main character, countless side activities. There are more than enough reasons to be excited for Shenmue 3. But if you're worried the game may be a little low on humour, the Muren Cafe should make you think again. As a parody of Japan's theme cafes that range from owl cafes to footbathing cafes, Shenmue 3 has you drink coffee or tea with, well, wooden dummies. Ryo usually trains with these mannequins at the dojo, but at this cafe, they wear flamboyant dresses and fancy hats? Suzuki-san, what were you thinking? Are you excited for Shenmue 3? Tell us in the comments. And for more on Shenmue 3, tea drinking dummies and the world of games, keep it locked to IGN.